560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio and Gabe Kuhn. You know where I'm at on Twitter at Johnny_Radio. I am your buddy John Harden. Gabe Kuhn's with me at G_Kuhn71. And then don't forget, you can also, of course, listen to us on the original Gangster AM 560. But don't forget, people, check out that nice stereo on 96.1 and 87.7, both FM. Whatever works best for you, check it out. They are awesome. And don't forget, Sports 56 WHBQ. Yes, we are on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. You can even see us. What's up? We are here for you. We got cameras, and we're looking kind of cute, I guess I would say. But no, for real, we have a very busy show for you. I'm fired up. We have a scientist who's coming on at the bottom of this hour at 1:30. His name is Dr. Shawman. He's a cardiac rehabilitation sports medical professional. He's been there for 40 years. He invented something now. Professional teams are reaching out to him. He's trying to write like the book for how to treat COVID-19 lung situations. But I think I'm going to ask him this, Gabe. What do you think? Because I read an article and I think I sent it to you. Did you see where scientists say that strong weed could prevent COVID-19?
Well, you sent me this. I did not get around to reading it.
Come on, it was a
you
great
mentioned
article.
It. I had some other things going on.
Okay, I got you, dude. I understand you're a busy person, but hey, that's a big article, and I'm going to ask him straight up. Be like, yo, homie, I hear that you're a 40-year doctor, and I know you got all these treatments, but tell me, are all of his chiefers safe?
See, I wonder because his thing is the medical harmonica.
Yeah, he's the harmonica,
and it's about breathing. So I wonder how smoking.
That's what I'm wondering
hurts
too.
It might hurt your breathing.
There's so many fascinating things because he talks about how you lose 30% of your lung capacity by 65, and that's why COVID-19 is affecting so many people that are over 65. And if you smoke, you basically lose like both of your lungs. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose half of your lung capacity. So with COVID-19, that's why it's affecting a lot of older people. If you were wondering, it has a lot to do with lung capacity. I'm going to bring Dr. Shawman on to talk about this. He's also a cardiac and lung rehabilitation sports medical professional. He's been doing it for 40 years. And I am going to ask him straight up because I'm curious. Because I got some scientists who I've been talking to too. And I want to know if he supports it or is he totally against it. We're going to find out. Is he with the medical harmonica or the big-ass blunt? These are what we are going to learn today at 1:30 with Dr. Shawman. I hope he's ready for that one. Plus at 2:10, Terry Davis. Yes, he had a birthday last week. We were celebrating, but guess what? He's on because there could be a birthday coming soon for Memphis. And I don't know if it's going to happen, but Moussa Cisse has officially reclassified. That means he's coming to college, yo. Memphis is one of those teams that are on the list. We're going to talk about what Terry Davis thinks. 210 Tiger fans, get ready because it's going to get deep up in here, if you know what I'm saying. We got so much to cover. We got so many things to do, but we're about to get to one of my favorite things, and that is the leadoff with Gabe Kuhn. Great questions that he is going to ask, but before we do all that, I want to remind you one simple thing. This portion of the show, and pretty much every single day, is brought to you by Chad Gatlin. And I know if you go to MemphisFarmers.com, you're going to see Daniel Gatlin because that's what, that's how you do it, man. You go professional, you know what I'm saying? But his friends call him Chad. And if you go to MemphisFarmers.com, you can go on there, Auto Home Life. You can check out everything that you need. You can get a feel for them. It's Memphis, it's farmers. It is a perfect combination, and he is wonderful. But the one thing that I want to also focus on is, you can also call him at 901-235-1176. But the main thing is, with 36 million plus people now without a job, all those people who had life insurance policies, they're gone. Yes, you want to have your a life insurance policy through your work because it's usually offered for nothing. But if you have a life insurance policy through Farmers, which is Farmers Life, and the earlier you get it, the cheaper it's going to be. It will always make sure that your family has a steady footing to get back, to pay that mortgage, to keep their lifestyle, so that if, God forbid you aren't here, your family will be okay. So check it out. That's Memphis Farmers. I don't like to talk about sad stuff, but this is the reality of the day that we are living in, and you need to check it out. COVID-19 is the real deal. Holyfield, Memphis Farmers, my friend Chad Gatlin.
So before we get into the leadoff, couple of house cleaning things here. Phase 0 for the University of Memphis has now been put into place. That means June 6th, they will have limited athletic department staff, football staff, and football student athletes on campus to resume voluntary workouts. And also the NHL.
Wait. What was that date again?
June 6th.
June 6th?
June 6th, right around the
Wow.
corner. And also the NHL last night announced their plan. It has not been sent all the way through, but they're planning on going straight into the playoffs. 24 teams instead of 16. This was passed by a 29-2 majority vote. They're planning on 2 hub cities. The hub cities are not all the way ironed out yet. They're thinking between Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Edmonton, Vegas, a few more cities. But the top 4 teams in each conference will be ranked by points percentage. So Boston, Tampa Bay, Washington, Philadelphia in the East, and then St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas in the West. The opening of the training camps and the ramp up will be no later than July 1st if this does go through.
That is awesome. Gary Beckman, what's up, dog? Coming out there being strong. I love the extension of the playoffs.
Also, by the way,
that would give Dame time also like a little bit to not complain about, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, that's NHL.
No, I'm saying
I was like, wait.
If the NBA adopted, hey, we're going to go straight
Mark
to
Cuban has a plan we might get
if
to
we
later.
go straight to the NBA, and if you go to straight to playoffs, 1 through 16, Dame time has nothing to complain about. If you want to expand the playoffs and go 1 through 18 or whatever, then he's going to be in, and you don't have to he's not going to be complaining at all. So I like what the Gary Beckman's doing.
Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the NHL playoffs, but the 16 teams, it drags on forever.
Oh, does it?
Oh my gosh,
but they
does
want
it?
it to,
and
don't
then
they?
Same with the NBA playoffs to a certain extent.
Yes.
If you have long series.
Yes.
But the NHL going from 16 to 24 makes the most sense. But their playoff is just so long. I can imagine the 2014 one will be drag on for
They want those
ever.
games, though, baby. They want those games. They need those games. And it's kind of interesting what you bring up because it very much correlates to some of the stuff that we're going to have in the leadoff today. A little bit slow, not you. The damn computer. My man was ready for it.
I'm always ready. I was born ready. Now,
That's
I want
right.
to start with the MLB, okay?
Oh, wow.
They proposed a sliding scale of pay cuts where the highest paid get cut the most and the least paid get cut the least. The most paid players, the highest salaried players, will receive basically 20 to 30% of their salary. That's it. And I saw a report that they are asking basically another one, a 30% cut on a 50% cut that they already took. What do you think about this newest proposal?
It's unsurprising to me, to be honest with you. I'm extremely disappointed and have always been extremely disappointed into what I call the a-hole owners of Major League Baseball. They have tried to sabotage this great game for years. They have been filling their pockets with cash. Again, 38 years is the average ownership. And yes, believe it or not now, $2 billion is what the profit after about 38 years is. That's not bad. I'm going to tell you something, man. I think people are going to be pretty happy with that. But the one thing that really just ticks me off is you now have not just set fans against pro players. Now you're setting players versus players, you idiots. If y'all want to start a war within baseball and implode your sport, continue being a-holes. Go on, owners. Cut your nose to spite your face because this is going to eventually turn around and bite you so hard in the keister. You're not even you're billion, you're $2.5 billion, or if you're out in Los Angeles or New York, your $3.5, $4 billion empire won't be worth jack. It'll be like XFL money. Keep on going.
I knew I loved you, man. I knew I loved you. You have said exactly how it is, man. They're pitting players against players. Is this not
man.
By the way, can I ask you something? Is this not a page directly out of the NFL playbook?
Exactly. I would have to say, you know what? They are learning. The NFL owners are learning. Major League Baseball's union has been so strong throughout time, and they have prevented a salary cap. They've done such a great job. But now the owners feel like because of this pandemic, they got them by the you-know-what. And now they're taking everything. Like, they're shooting arrows. They're shooting cannonballs. They're dropping nukes. They're dropping, like, this and that.
The difference.
Owners are doing this is called dirty play.
The difference is MLB players have a lot more time than NFL players to deal with it. So, like, MLB players have a longer career. It's just naturally how it works. Now, you brought up the XFL. I love this. This story came across my sort of timeline yesterday around 4 p.m., and it turns out there's a lot of bidders trying to get into the XFL and buy the XFL. 20 different bidders have signed non-disclosure agreements. 6 more in the process of doing so, according to Daniel Kaplan of The Athletic. All indications are that potential buyers want to bring back the XFL next spring. Next spring. Is there a chance that we see the XFL next year? And also, is it worth the money for these suitors to buy into it? Is there a market for the XFL still?
I'm going to tell you yes and why. And I'm going to do this, and this will probably annoy some of you people, but I want to remind you. Let's just say you're not a sports person. You're in the business sector. You buy shares of a stock, or you want to own units of ownership in a certain company, which is basically buying stock. Now, you hope that company is going to make money, add value to that stock, so you know what? That stock rises because you know what? You want to make money on your investment. You take a small risk, hopefully for a large reward. The principle is basically a trade-off. You got the principle called risk versus reward. That is your trade-off, and if you're willing to risk a certain amount for a certain and substantial reward, it all makes sense. And if you're wondering, Harden, what reward could the XFL give you? I'm going to tell you this. We're in the middle of a global damn pandemic. They say, like, all the scientists say that realistically, like, if you want to be like, if you're not listening to Paul Feinbaum on ESPN, or if you're not listening to Gordon G, or you're not listening to half these, the SEC, or my man who's on TikTok, and better get off really quick, dude.
You going to get on TikTok anytime soon?
No, dude. That is a nightmare. And listen, Dabo needs to get off with a quickness, yo. He's making an embarrassment of himself. But if these guys don't wake up and realize, like, the risk versus reward is Iowa sending out 50% of our fans. The NFL is doing a better job. But the NCAA has basically said, we will not pay $65 a test for every single player to get tested unless they show symptoms. I believe in college sports, unfortunately, there's going to be a pandemic breakout. It's going to get ugly. And if you're the XFL, and let's say, if you look at the timeline, by spring, they're supposed to have, like, maybe a vaccine possibly. Could be also that, like, time of the year that the virus is, down. Would not make sense if you're risking a certain amount of money to have the first league that actually comes back and is successful, because I could see baseball not even taking place. I could see the NBA being the best chance we got at success, and maybe they get through it because they're down in Disney. But what if college football absolutely falls on its face? What if the NFL, with all their testing, falls on its face? And what if the XFL is, out of all the ashes, the one that is there in the spring, ready to bring back the American people? You don't think that they're going to jump on to a little XFL football if they haven't seen real football? You're crazy. I was jumping on Tiger Woods, Tom Brady splitting his damn pants, and Peyton Manning last week.
The way I see it, though, whoever buys it probably needs to go find the guys who had part in it the last time.
Exactly.
This time, because it was a good launch. It worked. I think people liked it. The product was good. And if you go back, get Oliver Luck, maybe?
Yep.
Try to get some guys at the top.
If you're going to pay for the XFL, I would think that you would almost have to talk with my man Vince and say, outside of you, I need you to convince Oliver Luck and all these managers, Polian, whoever's in there, to come back because y'all made a real product.
But I do want to point out the fact that this is so much different than the AAF. Obviously, this XFL was completely cut off by a pandemic. That's the biggest difference. But also, no one was in line to buy the AAF. The AAF was basically worthless by the time it got done. And the XFL, the amount of suitors think that this product is absolutely good.
And do you see the risk versus reward and what if something does happen?
You're buying it for low.
You're buying it for low, and the opportunity, could you imagine if you're the first one back? What that would mean for the XFL? It would be literally right place, right time, money windfall, yo! Kind of like Amazon right now.
Kind of like Amazon right
now. Always.
Now, this was with a Twitter debate of sort of last week.
Great
and
one, by the way.
I think this is a very, very interesting one. And a lot of people might shoot it down immediately because of championships, but I think it's way, way, way deeper than that. But who's the better player? Steph Curry or James Harden?
This is one of the hardest things that you may have ever asked me. And you know why? One, James Harden is my kinfolk. It's hard to go against your family, you know?
Spell's different, though.
Shut up.
Y'all are
Don't worry about the E and the I. It's okay. Don't even worry about that. But that's my kinfolk. We both have the beard. Mine's just a lot wider right now. Stress, though. Trust me, stress, bro. But, James Harden, 4 60-point games in NBA history. Michael Jordan has 4. Only 2 people have more, and that's Wilt at 32, and, of course, Kobe with 6. You have James Harden, who went over to Houston and did nothing but just basically dominate. I want you to think about this. When he got robbed of the MVP award, he had the highest single-season points per game average since Michael Jordan, 36.1. 32 straight games of 30 points or more. Second most of all time behind Wilt Chamberlain. First ever to tally 2,800 points, 500 assists, and 500 rebounds in a single season, including Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. Listen, James Harden doesn't get the love because of what he's done in the postseason. But my man in 2018-19, 36, 7, 6, and 2 steals. That is sick. Before that, when he did win the scoring title, it was 30 points a game, 11 assists, and 5 rebounds. The dude, 11.2 assists if you want to get exact. The dude took the offense from the Rockets from 107 to 114.1, highest average. He has done so much. And you think about the person that James Harden is, he might be the better player if they played one-on-one. But the problem is, James Harden doesn't have any, he has MVPs. How many rings James got?
Zilch.
Not a damn one, right? And that's the other thing is as much as I love my family and James Harden, and I think James is one of the best point guards, period, there's a problem with James, and it reminds me of Wilt. Wilt, he racked up every year, leading scorer, leading this, leading that. He got one real title. His second title with the Lakers had nothing to do with him. He lost to Russell in the finals so many times it's not even funny. He might outscore Russell 40 points, but Russell would have 30 rebounds to Wilt's 18. You know what I mean? It was a difference. Winning and being a team player, I think, have a little bit more weight in a team game, in my personal opinion. And Steph Curry, by the way, just so you know, as much as love as I just gave to James, I also got to remind you that Steph, he also, if you want to remember back in 15-16 when he got the MVP, only player in the history of the NBA to have more than 400 three-pointers in a season. He had 402 and shot over 40%. Made 402 threes and shot over 40%. I want you to think about how crazy that is. And I want you to also think about this. He's the only player in history. Well, he's not the only. There's a couple other. But he has, the 50-40-90 club, 50% field goal, 40% behind the line, and 90% from the free throw. But he's done it. A couple other players have done it. But he's the only one to do it and make 402 threes. And a damn 1,000 free throws. And, he scores so many more points. The level, when you look at the other people with these same, numbers, it's whoa.
I think it's kind of interesting because they're both liabilities defensively. So I think you need to start there.
That's
okay?
a good point.
But James Harden, you talk about scoring, he has 3 years now in a row with 30-plus points per game. Steph only had 1 year, the year you were talking about with the 403 threes, where he scored 30 points a game. Harden does more, in my opinion. I think he facilitates more. He can go get rebounds because he's bigger.
They were drafted in the same year, too, by the way. And Harden has scored 17,928 points to 13,264 points for Curry.
I think there's
it's the 3 NBA titles that does it.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to get blinded by titles here. I don't want to be completely blinded.
I'm not blinded.
Because I think there's a lot more to those titles than just Steph Curry. He didn't win a Finals MVP in any one of them. So I think there's a lot more to it.
The
one thing, though,
MVP,
James Harden certainly, as a team, it's going to be hard for him ever to win a championship because he corners your team offensively so much.
Isolation basketball so much.
And I just don't see him winning that way. Now, in my opinion, Steph is the best shooter of all time.
Yep.
And that's what I see him as, though. Like, that's sort of the epitome of what he is.
Great handles. He's not selfish. I don't know. It's just the fact that before KD came there, Clay, Dre, Steph, Iggy, and basically a big old dumb loaf from what was his
name?
Andrew Bogut. They won the damn title. Now, I'm not going to say that was the greatest year in the history of basketball. Trust me. They were playing a crummy Cleveland team with LeBron James, who was the best player, and everybody was hurt. Matthew Dellavedova was the number 2. I mean, it was a damn joke. Anyway, point is, they still won, and the problem is I think maybe like James Harden is the better person that would win a one-on-one battle. He might be better statistically. But if I'm going to build a team, damn it, I think I'm taking Steph because I feel like he's more of a team player.
So let me give you 2 answers. I think Steph Curry has more impact on the game of basketball in general. The 3-point shot, the analytics, he has sort of started and continued that. But I think the better player,
like James would beat him in one-on-one.
The better player is James Harden. I think he does more.
James is better one-on-one, but they play 5-on-5. That's the problem. And James has failed in the playoffs so much. I mean, he had 14 turnovers in a damn game. You know what I mean?
I know.
And the other thing is, this is the one that kills it for me. And this is where I almost want to end the discussion. And I hate to do this. Do you know what Steph Curry did to James Harden? Like, do you remember what I'm talking about in the fourth quarter of that one game? Where they played each other and Steph went out there and I think it was, what did he do? He dropped like 20 points in the final, 16 points in the final 3 minutes to close out and send the Rockets home, and Harden scored 0 points. Like, in the final 3 minutes, when Curry goes in straight to your face and outscores you 16-0 to send your butt home, that almost closes it for me. And again, that's the thing. Harden has done great in the regular season. Postseason, my kinfolk ain't lived up. I hope he wakes up one day.
So you got Steph, I got James. 67129. Let us know where you land on the Steph versus James controversy.
Dude, this is a good one too, man. Let us know my kinfolk and Gabe Kuhn's pick, or Steph Curry and my pick. Now, I won't be mad at you if you pick my kinfolk, trust me. But hit us up, 67129. And remember, we're about to talk some science. We got Dr. Shaman. He's a cardio rehabilitation and lung sports medication specialist. He's invented this thing to help fight COVID-19 and help lung capacity, et cetera, et cetera. I'm also going to talk literal, but then I'm going to ask him. Some of the doctors I've talked to says that if you smoke some really good weed, it's going to help prevent COVID-19 now. Now, I don't know if my scientists are like the same like him, but we're going to find out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if I were you, I wouldn't touch that dial. This is Sports 56. Never forget Memphis Farmers. That's right, MemphisFarmers.com and my good buddy Chad Gatlin on 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area,
in any condition. And yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, iBuyHouses can get you your money quickly. iBuyHouses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. iBuyHouses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. iBuyHouses.
Blood and plasma donations are more important than ever. People all around the world still depend on the medicine your plasma helps make. That's why Interstate Blood Bank and Plasma Biological Services are open and will remain open for our donors. The United States government has declared blood and plasma donation as a critical infrastructure industry. That means healthy donors are allowed to travel to and from donation centers regardless of any stay-at-home mandates in your area. We need you to keep donating so that we can continue to manufacture these life-saving medicines. We understand that you may be concerned about COVID-19. The health and safety of our donors and our employees remain a top priority. To limit the spread of the virus, we're taking additional measures to ensure our centers are safe and clean. Donating now is more important than ever, but please do not come to the center to donate if you are not feeling well or have a sore throat, fever, cough, or shortness of breath. We are doing our part so that you can do yours. Come donate today at one of our IBBI or PBS locations across the Memphis area.
This is you getting snacks from the pantry. This is you getting snacks from the DQ 2 for $4 Super Snack Menu.
Wow!
And mixing and matching any 2 snacks, like the new lemonade Twisty Misty with a chili dog.
Uh-huh!
A cheeseburger with fries.
What?
Or even pretzel sticks with a sundae. The DQ 2 for $4 Super Snack Menu. 2 snacks, $4. Get your on. Look for drive-thru and takeout options at your DQ. DQ, happy tastes good.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your very good friend, Johnny Radio. Y'all know Gabe Kuhn. Follow both of us at Johnny_Radio on Twitter and at G_KUHN71, baby. Check them out. Check us out. And then don't forget, always check out Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram as we are out there videotaping everything, sending out for all you people. And then don't forget the original AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. But now it's time to talk with my friend, Dr. Shaman. Now, we have a lot to talk about because this is important. We had COVID-19 going down, if you know what I'm saying. This is the real deal. Holyfield, people have been scared. There's been a lot of stuff going down. And this man's been for 40 years a cardiac rehabilitation and sports medication doctor. He's worked with athletes of all ages. He's also told me something that messes me up. Did you know between the age 30 and 70, you lose, even if you're a healthy person, 30% of your lung function? So that's why I feel like, with COVID-19, There's a lot of lung issues for those who are 65 and older. This makes sense. And imagine if you smoke or do other things, the effects that it can have on your lungs. But he has also invented something that I'm going to let him tell you about. It has a little something to do with a harmonica, a medical harmonica, that is, not Bob Dylan style. But you know what? Bob Dylan's might work too. But we're going to talk with Dr. Shaman, and we're going to talk to him now. Hey, what's up, Doc?
Hello.
How's life
Thanks
treating
for having
you?
me.
Man, thank you for coming in and joining me, and I really appreciate you spending a little time with me. I know you're very, very busy. Some of the stuff I've been reading about you and all the stuff that you've been doing is pretty amazing. But before we get into all your credentials and everything about you, I want to ask you, like, honestly, have you ever seen anything like COVID-19?
No, I don't think anyone alive has seen anything like this.
That's scary. That is absolutely scary. Now, one thing that you found out is through all this stuff and all your years of research, I find it fascinating that you saw that opera singers and people who basically had pulmonary and lung function, and they were a little bit, use it kind of like an athlete uses his muscles. They didn't lose that lung function. How is it
Not
that
so much.
Yeah, not so much. So how is it that you've decided that you've come up with a medical harmonica? Is that what you say, that is helping people with their lung
Right.
function? Tell us a little bit
Right.
about that.
Well, actually, you gave some news there that I think you were being kind because you said 30% loss. It's actually 50.
Ooh.
Between 30 and 70, we all lose 50% of our lung function, even if we're fit and athletic and so on. And some people might even lose more if they're smokers. And I personally found in medical school I had 6.8 liters of capacity. And in 2006, some years later, certainly, I was down to 4.7.
Whoa.
And that alarmed me, and I couldn't understand why that would happen. I felt fine. I was still performing at athletic activities on weekends and that kind of thing. So I found out that it was normal to lose half your lung function. And I think normal doesn't mean good. Normal means statistically normal, not good normal. So in the case of this situation, I thought there must be a way that we can reduce that aging, because we've found ways of doing that in the heart. Our cardiac rehab experience of now over 42 or almost 42 years has shown us that we can improve cardiac function 25 to 27% in a year to a year and a half of doing all the right kind of exercise. That goes for anybody, whether they've already had a heart problem or a bypass or are aiming to get that way, because many people that have not yet had a heart problem could have it next week, so they're not really that different from the point of view of their arteries and so on. So I thought, well, since we're getting that kind of improvement in the heart, and we also know that we can get it in the musculoskeletal system by proper training, I figured there must be a way that we can maybe do something like that for the lungs. So I started researching the lungs, and I found out that most of us don't take our lungs to the extreme of our range. Most of us stay in the middle, 25-35%, which is, I call this the comfort zone. We all aim to be comfortable, therefore we don't usually push out of our comfort zone in most cases. So I wanted to get people working out of their comfort zone, and also to strengthen the breathing muscles are the main theories. And I looked around for a way of doing that, and saw the only instrument in the world that makes music or sound with inhaling is the harmonica. No other wind instrument, no other musical instrument makes sound on inhaling. So I chose the harmonica. I wasn't a player. I took a lot of training with great trainers and great teachers, and I found out that the harmonica is a wonderful instrument. I love it, but it really is mostly used by playing melodies and single notes. Mm-hmm. So now I realized that to get the best benefit, the physiological benefit, was to actually play multiple notes at the same time, and that's called a chord. And a normal harmonica only plays 2 of those, limiting what you can do musically. So I invented one that plays 8 chords, and it's way easier to play than a normal harmonica.
So, okay, hold on. So, like Bob Dylan, and I'm thinking about him because when I think of I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, and he loves getting up there and playing the harmonica and doing his thing. That only played 2 chords, and that's why he's always going back and forth. And you're saying for like somebody like who's just doing this as a medical, like, who's trying to do this as something to make them have better lung capacity, you put 8 chords in so it sounds better even when they're breathing in and breathing out, versus like the 2 chords, you got 8 chords, so you have actually, what did you call it?
Well, I call it a diatonic chord medical harmonica. Basically, you don't worry about the technical aspect, but it allows everyday people without any experience to actually play and be musical. So I'm looking not only for physiological benefit, but also I want it to have some element of musicality, because if somebody doesn't get any feedback from it, they're not going to do it.
That's a very good point. Yeah, if it's not making any money, I mean, if it's not making any noise, or if it's not any fun, and if you're just told, go 8 times a day and blow in this and breathe back and suck this or whatever, a lot of people don't like to do that. Just like they don't like to run 10Ks or go lift weights. But a lot of people still go out there and we work on our heart, we work on our muscles, but we don't ever. I never have thought about. I always thought when I just ran, I was working on my lung function. And
you know what? So did I. As a matter of fact, with my training in exercise physiology, which is kind of the common denominator between cardiac rehabilitation and sports medicine, with that training, I thought that aerobic, walking, jogging, swimming, cross-country skiing, biking, I thought all those things would meet the requirements totally that the lungs needed. And it was only after I found my decline that I looked into this in great detail and saw that really there's a number of things that are not covered by those kinds of exercises, and hence we came up with things that we could do using the harmonica, and now the medical one is much more effective and at the same time is easier to play and give people a rewarding musicality much more easily.
So it strengthens the muscles, it helps the respiration, it's really important, and especially with COVID-19 right now, if you are recovering from this, like it sounds like that medical harmonica could be actually something that could really realistically be beneficial to millions of people right now across the country. I have to ask you this, though, Dr. Shaman, how would anybody get this bad boy?
Well, I've got a website. I've actually never promoted it.
But I would love for you to. I already got people texting, where can I get this?
Right. Well, my website is harmonicamd.com. Like harmonica and then an M and a D.
MD.com.
Right. And I actually called up the factory. My harmonicas are made by the oldest harmonica factory in the world. They are absolutely a class act. They do everything handmade, and they use stainless steel reeds. And there's something about this company that actually really fits nicely into the medical realm, because they have stainless steel reeds, which are a lot easier to keep clean and for hygiene.
Can I just tell you something? I went to your website just now, and I love the fact where medical challenges meet a musical solution. It's kind of interesting. I actually had basically a shrink on earlier, and they were talking about how, music actually can help some people get off of opioids. Like, there's a lot of benefits of music, and it, affects certain parts of your brain. But again, it is boring if you're just doing blowing in something and sucking in something and you're getting nothing reward. But if you're playing a harmonica and you're making, music and you're having a little bit of fun, you would actually do more exercise than you would if, than typically if it was just, again, what you were told to do, go blow in this and suck on that.
Right. I think so. I think any exercise only works for the patient, only gives you the result, the physiological result that we're looking for, if it's being done. And if it's not something that's pleasant, that makes you want to do it, a lot of times you'll just skip it, and next thing you know, you won't be doing it, and you've fallen off the wagon. So my hope is that by having music involved, and I mean, there's so much more. We couldn't cover it all if we spent a half an hour, an hour. There's too much to talk about, really. But your comment is a very good one, that music is very commonly used by music therapists in a number of ways. Mm-hmm. One is just to have the right kind of music help people relax. And another one is to actually have them playing music and drum circles, and all these things that are done in the musical realm have tremendous benefits. Now we have a new thing called the medical harmonica, which has its own benefit of being easily musical, because you don't have to be talented. I mean, if you look at how big our mouth is in the mirror, and you look at how each small hole in the harmonica, how small that hole is, you can see we got a big challenge. How we channel that big mouth into that little hole, because that's what you need to do if you're playing melodies. If you play, O Susanna or Home Sweet Home or whatever, you have to really get your mouth trained. A lot of people take a year just to learn to do that. The medical harmonica is more physiologically effective because right from the start we're using many notes at the same time, and it gives a very rich sound. I've done a lot of work with music therapists. I'm actually going to be doing a research project. It's supposed to start in late May of this year, and the data collection was supposed to be in June at the Mayo Clinic. And a music therapist from the University of Wisconsin knew of my work, and I did some lecturing for the Music Therapy Association. So she connected me with the Mayo Clinic. Unfortunately, COVID-19 came along.
Yep, I know.
And now the whole thing's been put on hold till next year. Hopefully things will improve enough that we can have the project for next year. So music therapists told me that my medical harmonica had tremendously rich overtones. Now, I didn't even know what that was because I'm not a musician. I've learned to be a bit of a more of a musician, and overtones are sounds that develop when you have two notes put together, and they kind of cause vibrations that to occur that aren't really being hit by the instrument. And those rich overtones are very good on the brain, I'm told, by the music therapist, for relaxation and stress relief. So, we could go on for a long time, but I think we've covered a lot of territory here.
Oh, I think we have too. And Doc, it just for some of those people out there who are like golfers or whatever, imagine taking a young kid who's been playing with blades his whole life and then throwing him like some cavity backs, and next thing you know, he never has a bad hit again because everything's pure and just, you can hit it off the toe and the deadgum thing's still going down the fairway.
Right on.
There's just a lot of things, again, from 2 chords to 8 chords. The medical harmonica is a real deal, Holyfield. It's a changer. Go to harmonicamd.com. I'm telling you, you'll be fascinated. You'll see the how, the who. You're going to learn about the what and the why. And again, where medical challenges meet a musical solution. Now, before I let you go, Dr. Shaman, my texters have come in. They wanted to know where your website is. And I did have one guy who has actually come in here and asked me this, and he is being dead serious. This is not a joke. And I found it right here to make sure he wasn't crazy and not messing with you. And since you talked about how you lose regular lung function and all this stuff, there is a guy right now, and is he a kook, is he a quack, or is he actually being serious? Is there, this guy, is medical marijuana, is it a potential way to prevent COVID-19?
No.
No. It's bad for the lungs, correct?
As a matter of fact, definitely.
That's what I kind of figured you would say. That's what I thought too. I was just wondering what they would think. Now, last but not least, and one other thing, you said I was wrong. It's not 30%, but it's 50% of your lung capacity by the time you're about 70 years old that you've possibly lost.
Yep, from age 30 on, that's correct.
Wow, that's amazing. Dr. Shaman, I hope everybody checks out everything that you're doing. I appreciate all your work, and I really appreciate your time today, and I appreciate you joining me. Before I say goodbye, is there anything you want to tell our listeners before we get off the air?
Well, not really. I think you've asked all the right questions to have me bring up the main points. I think one thing to keep in mind with everyone is that most of the diseases and problems that we have are created by ourselves. Lifestyle diseases are very common: diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. These are all diseases that we kind of choose, not really on purpose, but we choose how we live.
With our lifestyle?
The lifestyle. If we can change all those things, and again, that's maybe a talk for another time, but changing those aspects of one's life can pay off. We can even reverse disease.
Whoa. Now that is something. Hey, we're gonna have to do this again. I hope you don't mind joining me again down the road, because I think we have a lot of things that we could talk about, Doc.
Not at all,
Dr. Shaman. You do me a favor. You be safe out there. You keep tearing it up, and remember, everybody, go to harmonicamd.com. Check out the medical harmonica. It's where medical challenges meet a musical solution. It might be just what you're looking for. Take care of yourself, Doc.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. That's my man, Dr. Shaman. What a kind man he was. And I will tell you, I got a little bit scared about asking him about a little bit of marijuana at the end. What do you think? Could you tell? I try to blame it on
I think his answer was suffice, too.
Yeah. What do you
Absolutely
mean?
not. No.
He was 100% hail to the Nizzo is what he was saying. But can I tell you something? This is what's driving me crazy, because this is what's interesting about science. Because this scientist 100% says, and by the way, he also has a doctor in front of his name, but it's not an MD. He has like that, like where you go to school and instead of being a master's, you get that PhD. He's that doctor. Do you consider those doctors the same?
What kind of doctors?
Like a doctor of philosophy or
no, absolutely not. And like a medical doctor, no.
Yeah, I don't really either. But I do have to say, at least the doctor, I do like reading his stuff, because he sure does make it seem like if you're living in Colorado or Oregon or Washington, you're going to be okay.
I think this is just proof, John, that you can convince yourself of anything that you want to convince yourself of. If you want weed to be the cure of COVID-19, you can damn sure find an article that says
you can find it anywhere.
Weed is the cure to COVID-19.
No, it's a crazy world. You can almost find anything, but I will tell you, Dr. Shaman came out there, and I'm being dead serious. I'm not joking. Anybody who's suffering or has suffered from COVID-19 or has struggling, check out harmonicamd.com. That is the real deal, Holyfield. And the other thing I wanted to tell y'all is I've been talking about basically, y'all know what I'm talking about, and that's plasma. And what I'm trying to tell you is this is something that I don't even know how to explain to you how important it is, but convalescent plasma is something that they are giving to a lot of these COVID-19 patients, and it has been a game changer, you would say, in how it helps people. And if you have recovered from COVID-19, or if you're just a healthy adult and you want to make a little bit of money, again, all donors are going to be compensated for their time and their plasma, etc. All you have to do is call 1-866-NCV19. That's 1-866-NCV19. That's 1-866-NCV19, END-CV19. Do it. Check it out. I'm telling you, Plasma Biological Service, they're seeking healthy donors right now. And again, they will fully compensate you for your time, and you'll be saving people's lives. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Every home has have-to-dos and probably some want-to-dos. The Home Depot can help you do both with the things you need to make things work a little better, or take care of something you've been meaning to do. Maybe do something to start summer. We have the low prices to make it all doable. Order online and get free delivery on orders over $45. Whatever you need to do or want to do, we can help you get it done. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Some delivery exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next
Whiskey Bar. Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm chilling out with my good buddy Gabe Kuhn. We're hanging out in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure's 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And remember, it's getting that time. You want the pool? You want to you don't want to go swim right now, with COVID-19. I can just tell you, you don't want to go to your neighbors down the hall, street. Their little grubby kids are all nasty and you think they're just bunk. I know how it is. Trust me. I like my kids. I just don't like other people's kids. Kind of like I like my dogs. I don't like other people's as much. No, I'm kidding with you. But yeah, I know what you mean. Family Leisure. Get your own pool. They got a complete pool package starting at $15.99. Think about that. A complete pool package. You, your family, this year, y'all can have locked down in your backyard, styling and profiling. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Series of the Heart Attack. I call it the Toys R Us for adults because we don't want toys. We just want toys in our house, if you know what I'm saying. Like bars. Oh, they got that. They got nice luxury seats in your man den, big TVs, pool tables, pools in your backyard, all of that at Family Leisure and more. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Now, Moussa Cisse, he has reclassified. It's right. He has now decided that, you know what? I am not going back to high school like I was suggesting. Kari Thompson, man, he was talking to the family. I feel bad for Kari. Do you know what I'm saying? I listen to Kari talk a lot. He's like, I've been talking to him and his family, and they're saying he's going back to high school. And then all of a sudden, he just goes on Twitter and basically is like, yo, I'm reclassifying, yo.
This is why with 17-year-olds and their families, you probably shouldn't trust them at their word. But hey,
shouldn't have to tell you much either, by the way. And I know I'm not going to go too deep in that, but my good friend Gabe had a 17-year-older who kept promising him he was going to join the show for days. It felt like.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to name names.
That's
though.
what I'm saying. We're not going to.
It's hard. It's hard. It's
hard being
anybody
a kid these
18,
days.
22. Well, 17 to 22, those recruits and then those college-age guys, it's hard to nail them down and
yes, it is.
Get them to commit to things.
That's what she said.
I think Damian Lillard might be happy with Mark Cuban's new proposal.
Okay, I want to hear about this because you mentioned this.
So Mark Cuban has a resumption proposal where he says all 30 teams will be involved, but only 20 in the playoff round. He wants to get all 30 teams. They want to play 5 to 7 more games. I think for him, that's business-wise to get that TV money and make sure that he doesn't have to refund any of it. Now, in his proposal, the top 10 teams from each conference would qualify for postseason, and then based on what they do in the last 5 to 7 games, they'll be reseeded based on their record. So in this situation, most likely, Grizzlies, no matter what, would be of those top 10 teams. There would be 2 play-in matchups, either single games or best of 3 series. This would pit the 17 and 20 seeded team and the 18 and 19 seeded team. The winners would advance to play the 15 and 16th seeds for the final spot in the playoff bracket. So in the end, you're again narrowing it down to 16 teams, but there are 2 play-in matchups, 17 versus 20 and 18 versus 19 to earn those 15 and 16 spots.
You know, I understand it makes a lot of money for all those teams that wouldn't be there. It makes sense. You don't have to pay back that TV money. Nobody likes to pay back money. So I understand what Cubes is saying. But just as a safety precaution, do you want to bring in all 30 or do you want to bring in 16? I don't know, man. I just feel like the less down at the Great Wild World of Disney, the better opportunity that it actually finishes.
I like the thought. You're trying to get everybody involved. You're
thought.
Putting the Damian Lillard thing to sleep, and you're getting your money. So I think that's where his mind is, and he's trying to be fair because we had a shortened season.
And I understand what he's doing, but again, my fear is What happens if that thing breaks out and it's one of those teams that doesn't even matter and you lose your whole season for nobody? Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Hey everybody, our friends at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch say congrats to the high school and college class of 2020. And it's a great time to help your grad get a new or pre-owned Chevy. And if you're ready to get that new Suburban, Tahoe, Silverado, Blazer, or even pre-order one of those hot new Corvettes, All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch is where you want to be. Because the people at All-Star Chevy make it fun, easy, and safe, whatever makes you comfortable. They'll even bring any All-Star Chevy car, truck, or SUV to you. And you'll pay a lot less than at those city dealers. GM's financing means no payments for 4 months and 0 interest for 84 months. That's on any new Equinox or Silverado. Thousands in cash back with Blazers, Silverados, and more. And everybody at All-Star Chevy has one job: to make sure you get a better deal, have more fun, and in record time. And all sanitized and safe for you. They'll even pick up and deliver for maintenance and service. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Our world has changed. When you venture out of your home, face coverings are the new normal. But the kind you use really matters because not all offer the same protection, and we all want the best protection from dangerous particles and bacteria. A highly recommended consumer covering is the Boomer Naturals 30-Day, 30-Use Protective Face Cover in sizes for adults and children. It's made with 3 cloth layers infused with nano silver technology. It can reduce particles getting to your nose and mouth. Many studies show how effective nano silver technology is with face coverings. It's also very comfortable, easy to breathe and speak with, and it's made for breathable protection, even for those with sensitive skin. These are in stock right now and shipped to you from Boomer U.S. Warehouse. These face covers can be used up to 30 days, just hand washed with soap and water at the end of each day of use. Boomer makes these very affordable at less than 30 cents per day. So get masks right now for the entire family. Order today at boomernaturals.com. Use the code ROAM20 at checkout and save 20%. Get free shipping and handling when you spend $50. That's boomernaturals.com. Promo code ROAM20, your source for in-stock face covers.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me Saturdays 8 to 9 a.m. for Sidelines here on Sports 56 WHBQ, 87.7 FM and 96.1. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, and your favorite team. Give us a call. That's Sidelines, Saturday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. Sidelines is presented by Duncan Williams Asset Management. So get up and give us a call.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, 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 Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio and, of course, Gabe Kuhn. We're here to take care of you. And Tiger fans, get ready because Terry Davis, he's going to join us. That's right, Terry Davis, TD. He don't play no games. He is the real deal Holyfield. And let me tell you a little secret about Terry Davis. He's going to join us to talk about Moussa Cisse. He's reclassified. What does that mean for the Tigers? When is he going to say where he's going? What about the ACT? Oh, we're going to talk about all that stuff and more at 2:10 with my good friend Terry Davis. But before we get to that, I got to remind you, we got stuff going on that's really big. We got, we got Dr. Shaman, who's got like the medical harmonica. We got scientists saying that if you smoke really, really good weed, it could prevent COVID-19. Now, they did say it needs to be like 23% or higher of THC strength.
Okay, look. Prevent. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I love you, and I think you really did some decent research. All right, you went and found a study and an article to try to prove a point to yourself that you can find anything and prove to yourself anything that you want to prove to yourself. But no, it does not. No, there's no, this study that we're talking about, this article, no.
1874
does not prevent COVID-19.
Cocaine is one of the greatest drugs in the world, according to this dude who wrote this great article too, by the way. And I don't do yayo, so I'm just telling you.
So
I would say
that's not even worth mentioning, is it?
What I'm basically saying is you're right. You can find anything if you want to.
You can prove to yourself anything.
You can find anything. I'm sure you can it's so great to do this. I mean, people don't put
John, you probably woke up, you're like, I wonder if weed can prevent COVID-19, and you looked up weed preventing COVID-19, and the first thing
I did actually
that came up was weed preventing COVID-19.
Do you know what I did? Here's exactly what I Googled. How to prevent COVID-19. Now,
no, you don't do how to.
Can I tell you something? I have learned, though, that the cookies, if you have cookies on your phone, they know what you're looking for. This is what my girlfriend told me because she Googled the exact same thing and a whole different thing popped up on 2 different phones. So those cookies have a lot to do with what's going on your phone. Don't know what that says about me, but I'm just saying for some reason they brought me straight to the weed. Oh, that's too funny. But now we got to get back to what's going on seriously. And we got to talk MLB. And now I want to talk to Cardinal fans. And I want to try to make you understand because, again, I have tried to explain to y'all, and I see people on Twitter calling pro baseball players selfish, a-hole, greedy B-words. And it's like, what is going on? Nobody's talking about the owners. I don't hear anything about Mr. Crane. I don't hear anything about Mr. Henry. I don't hear anything about anybody. But I hear people talking smack about the players. Just for you Cardinal fans, think about this. With what they now propose, Paul Goldschmidt would take a haircut of $11 million. Do you know he's owed $22 million this year? He would only get $11 million. By the way, this is so interesting. Which would be further now broken down with the new sliding scale to $4.1 million. Holy bleeping cow. Wait a second. You're telling me he was going to make $22 million. In March, with the new proposal, it was $14.5. With the last proposal, he was going to make $11. And with the new proposal of the sliding scale, $4.1?
Hey, but the guys that make the minimum are going to make 90% of their prorated salary.
$265,000. You're going to make $260,000 or something.
I have this from Jeff Passan.
Put it out
full
there.
Prorated for the minimum salary guys. Their full prorated would be $285, while the proposal says that they'll make $262. So they're sitting there. Okay, this is not that big of a haircut. But if you were full prorated, going to make $17.7 million. You're only going to make under this new proposal $7.84 million. And I know a lot of people dismiss it. Oh, how are they going to live with that $7.84 million?
Matt Carpenter was slated to make $14.75. You know Matt Carpenter, right? I'm using a Cardinals player because I have the whole Cardinals roster. But people think of Matt Carpenter as just like a dude, right? Think about this. 14.75 is what he's scheduled to make. What do you think on the sliding scale what it would be if he agreed to it? Now, it went from 14.75 to 8. Now, where do you think it's at?
I don't know, man.
3.1. 3.1. So instead of making 14.75, he's going to make 3.162.
It's the NFL playbook. Take the majority of your workforce that makes the minimum and pit them against the guys who make
the most.
That's what it is, an NFL, straight out of the NFL playbook.
Now, if you're a young guy and you don't have but like maybe 3 years and you're just barely hanging on, you think a guy behind you, and you're going to make $250,000 this year, you want this bad. And again, majority of the players make less. And now guess what? The majority has the power granted by the a-holes called the owners. And now you're going to make all those guys who are the best of the best alienated, and they're going to hate the owners, they're going to hate their teammates, they're going to hate the game, and they ain't even going to want to play. I don't care what you say. MLB has blanked itself so bad this year. I don't even know how you undo it. It is like one of those things, like, I don't know if can you go back and undo this? Like, have you ever heard, like, hey, man, I can go back and
want to know the funniest thing,
mess
too?
Myself up.
You listen to MLB writers, they're like, I want you, Jeff Passan is all, I see him on ESPN every night. You just remember, this is one of the first proposals that they've brought to the table. Well, this one is like second or third now on the money front, on the economics front. And it's worse than it was than the first. It's worse than the first proposal. So it's like you can keep making these excuses that this is the first proposal, it's early in talks, but it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Have you ever heard that penny joke? That's like something about, like, I can't remember 1 or 2, but it's like once she gets to 3, she's like 3 copperheads. How many cars are here? She puts 4 pennies down, 4 Lincolns. And then she puts down 5 cents and she asks something horrible. How much is that worth? And then she says, definitely not 5 cents. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if you think baseball players are going to take this type of haircut, the ones that are extremely talented, you have lost your mind as a fan. Now, again, they also, if you listen to Scott Boras, and I'm about to get in with Terry talking about Tiger basketball, but Scott Boras, who's been one of the most loud and vocal people, basically is like, hop on board, let's take them to court. We have a signed contract. Now, if it has to do with games played, no games are played, fine. They don't pay them this year, whatever. Next year, though, when things are good, they go back and play. Now, wouldn't you want to, if you're one of the rich dudes, go ahead and take, $450 million in Mike Trout for to know that you're going to be safe? Or do you want to go play and risk possibly injury or whatever is going on, getting COVID-19, your life for basically 25% of what you're owed? Like, realistically, 25% of what you're owed. I don't think you would want to do that. It is getting a little bit crazy. The sliding scale is another ingenious way for Major League Baseball owners to basically go ahead and make players look like they are in the wrong unequivocally, and they have done one thing, and that's like pit me and Gabe against each other. Do you want to see me and Gabe fight? No, you don't, because it would be a bad fight. He would smoke me, and I would probably be dead, and y'all don't want to see that happen, but that's what's happening, and if baseball gets in this fight, people like me, they're going to get killed by Gabe, and we'll be dead, and we're the only ones that love baseball. And baseball will die. So you better hope that people like Gabe don't kill me. Baseball survives. It's time to talk with TD, Terry Davis. Terry, you got that, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that. And I missed my baseball.
Terry, you could say no. You could say no. I didn't understand a damn word he just said.
I got it.
He got it. That's my boy, Terry. He gets it.
Yeah, I just hope they get on the same page and work the money stuff out, because I missed my baseball game.
I do, too, and it breaks my heart that the whole situation, and the thing that is really hard for me is how it is that these owners have become so damn greedy, but they have done such a fabulous job in the media and with public relations to make every single person that's a baseball fan mad at the players instead of the owners. And I understand we see the players, we don't see the owners, But, dude, if you look at what they're asking the players to do, put yourself in the same shoes. You wouldn't do that. Let's just be honest. You wouldn't. But anyway, I'm going to get off that because you know what? We got some serious stuff going down. What is up with Moussa Cisse?
Moussa Cisse, I think it was his plan all along. And I think really with COVID-19 coming, it really helped expedite his plan because now he don't have to worry about taking the ACT or the SAT and, getting in college, becoming eligible. He just has to take the core courses and get the grades in the core courses. And then he's good to go. Then he gets one more year closer to getting to the NBA because he can't go straight to the NBA because he's not old enough or to the G League per se. So that's why a year in college, that's what he's looking for right now.
Man, that is so fascinating. So right now, because of what's going on, so Memphis, they are one of the schools, like most of the schools right now are not worried about the ACT because of COVID-19?
Correct.
Dude,
a lot of schools,
how big is that?
Await that. That's really huge because that was a stumbling block for a lot of guys, make sure they get the core courses in and also getting that score ACT/ACT, and, 4 of his schools, Georgetown, Memphis, Florida State, and Kentucky, so he already he has a feel of what he's was going for. And then, one of his best friends is the guy that's up, there's going to be a lottery pick, Precious. So, Precious is here also, too.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Now, I got to ask you, you've already mentioned this, and everybody, I want to remind you, the sports writer Terry Davis at Terry D515. Happy belated birthday. Remember, he had a birthday this month, folks. Now, there's a lot of people having birthdays this month, and the Tigers feel like they're trying to have a birthday. Are they going to have like a birthday party for Moussa Cisse because he's going to put on that blue?
You know what? It's going to be really tight because Moussa is a top 10 guy, and when you get to those top 10 guys, Penny don't have a relationship with him yet because he was set to go and play with Team Fab this summer. I don't know if he's still going to do that or not, which I doubt if he do since he's coming out. So he really don't officially have a relationship with Penny. So I think Penny is the lead recruit on this one.
Wow. This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, when you talk of top 10 talent, anything goes with top 10 talent. And good thing is the G League is not one of the competitors against Moussa.
Now, okay, so we've been talking Moussa. We've been talking about the reclassification. What about, like, the whole let's just be real. We got to get into scholarships and that whole situation and the future and next season and all those young guys. And, like, how could this affect next year's also, class? Because, talk about having some superstars, like, right in this area. There's some super studs right around here. So, like, what do you think that this Tigers team is going to do? We know that they have some guys that basically was a walk-on that have, moved into some different positions. How are they looking over there in that aspect?
As for scholarships available?
Yes, sir.
If my count is correct, they have one scholarship available plus one in hand too, because they can. Penny can always take Jalen scholarship.
Yeah, that's the one I was wondering. I wanted to hear you say that.
Right, but I don't think no one else would leave because basically the team that's coming in for 2020 for the 2020-21 season is almost the same type team that came in last year. Moussa is not the game changer like James is, but he is a rim protector, and that's what Penny's looking for. He's looking for rim protectors to protect his guards, so the guards can go willy-nilly and just keep wilder and looser and make mistakes, so he can go out there and be the eraser.
Now, if you look in your crystal ball and this season goes off as planned, let's say we get a Moussa Cisse, you say we got, Malcolm's putting on some muscles and all that stuff, but this is going to be a guard-oriented team, and you got, Lester, and you got Boogie, and you got Alo, et cetera, et cetera. Who do you think, and of course, don't forget Jeffries, who is going to be the guy that just realistically, by the end of this season, he was the Precious Achiuwa, the guy who took over and was the dominant player? Who's going to be the one that is basically puts this team on his back?
I think of all the guys that's coming in, especially via the transfer, I think Williams will probably be the one that gets the waiver, and I think he goes and take that spot over. But I also think because DJ will be a year older, I think DJ's game will even rise even that much better.
Me too.
And Lester didn't have a bad year.
No.
He had a pretty solid year. So
he struggled at the beginning. I think if he comes out calm at the very beginning of the year and he does it all season, wow.
Right, and then he had the injury. Then he kind of leveled out. If you look at his last 10, 15 games, he actually was very consistent, especially with his outside shot. So, that team will probably be a second weekend team next year if everything goes right. If one of the transfers, if Williams or Atlantis Nolly gets approved for the transfer waiver.
How are you feeling about Landers right now?
I don't think, in my opinion, the way, according to history, the way the NCAA really don't care about their athletes, I don't expect him to get his, but I think Williams will get his.
I love it.
But I do hope they all get there. So because I do believe he will be going to the NBA after this season.
Oh man, I am with you. Are you in the same boat as me, or are you or am I just the only person who's crazy and thinks that this year could actually be even? I think this year we expected so much more last year, but I feel like this year could actually be better than last year. If you know what I'm saying.
I have that. I had that thought even before last year started. I thought the second year under this team, without Wiseman and without Precious, would be a better year than last year.
The guys outside with Boogie and Lester and A-Lo and all that.
That experience would help those young guys, prepare for the battle, because going into the season they really didn't know what to expect, and they went in real cocky and thought they just going to run roughshod over everybody. But they had that humbling experience of playing a season. So now they know exactly what to expect. Now they come back prepared this year and listen to Penny to carry over everything they learned last year into this season. That will make them that much hungrier.
And by the way, you talk about hungry. They were one of the best defensive teams in the country. In fact, they were number one at field goal percentage defense at 36.1%. Do you think that the team – now, I know, you talk about Precious being a rim protector in the back end, but for me, it was like the guards were up in everybody's grill. They were creating turnovers, and yes, they were having a lot of turnovers. We've got to fix that. But don't you feel like realistically the core of that defense is coming back?
If Musa signs with the Tigers, that defense will be better.
Woo! You heard that first right here. If Musa signs with the Tigers, the defense, which was number one in the dang country last year at field goal percentage defense at 36.1, will be better. Now, they're going to be better at turning the ball over. Like the guards are just going to be a year older. They understand how to protect the ball. They're definitely not going to turn the ball over like 20 times a game, right?
I don't think so, because of what Penny did last year. He let them run free early, and they made a lot of mistakes, and that reputation kicked to them. But if you look at the last 10, 15 games, they had some games where they had under 10 turnovers. Now, if Penny takes over the ham offensively and controls them offensively instead of letting them run free, I think those turnovers will go down, and which will, remove that stigma from them.
Man.
And they still have to work on the free throws, though.
Now, that is totally for sure. Different. That is totally different, and that is something that Tiger teams have been going through for a long time, and I'm sure you know a whole lot about that. Now, I got to switch gears just for a second, because I could talk Tiger basketball with you all day, but I wanted to ask you something now. Tiger, basketball is going to come in after college football. How much is college football success dependent on college basketball's launching, if you know what I'm saying? They're talking about 50%. You heard Laird Veach come out and say that, he expects at least 50% at the Liberty Bowl this season. How much will it depend on them getting through, not having a, coronavirus outbreak in one of these schools, Mike Oresco not shutting down the AAC, or, somebody shutting down, there's, anything could happen. What I'm saying, though, is how, is basketball going to be tied to football? Or if football has a problem, they're still going to try and kick off basketball?
I think it's going to be a wait-and-see game, because with science, with the development of a cure or a potential cure or some remedies there, we talking basketball season, we talking about 6 months down the road.
Yep.
With the way things are changing, what we see today could be totally different 2 or 3 weeks from now, let alone 6 months from now. I think it might be independent, but I think if football goes through with no problem, I think with basketball coming through would be a little bit easier. But even if something does go wrong with football, if science come through, it will still probably open the door for basketball.
I think you're right. Now, I want to ask you, though, do you think there's going to be, because you know that, like Laird Veach has already come out and put that, 50% capacity. Do you think there's going to be a capacity, or do you think that we have an opportunity that maybe because of the timing, maybe they're going to find a cure, maybe, I don't know. But do you think there's going to be a chance that we're going to have 13,000 strong in FedEx Forum when basketball starts, or will it still be a social distancing type thing? And I know I'm asking you because you're not a doctor. I'm asking you to rub that and read that ball. I'm just wondering, truthfully, where do you feel?
In my honest opinion, the way the country's heading and the way people are forcing the issue here, I pretty much think by the time basketball season roll around in, November, which is a whole, 5.5, 6 months away, I think we will be further down the road, in my opinion. I don't know so, but I do believe further down the road, I think we'll be further down the road. And I think we will have full capacity down the road.
I think you're 100% right. Terry, I'm praying that all things work out. Last thing, you got to look in your little golden ball, whatever you got right there next to you. Shake your 8-ball up if that's what you got. Actually, don't shake up an 8-ball if that's what you got. Just keep it on the mirror. I'm just
Magic 8-ball, not the other 8-ball.
No, for real though. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, will you look in there and see, is Musa going to be a Tiger?
Yeah. Yes, you know what my answer is going to be. It's going to come down to two schools.
Oh, no.
And you know what schools they are.
Memphis and that other one that's blue?
The other school.
I don't like that other school very much. You know that, right?
I know. A lot of people in Memphis don't like the other school, but basically it's going to come down to Memphis and that other school.
Feels like Memphis and Kentucky going to be competing for a long time, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
You know what, though? That says a whole lot about Penny Hardaway, where he is and what he's done. He is such a great human being. And, again, I hope people keep looking at all the stuff from what he did with R.J. Hampton, from A-Lo to when he started when he was a young kid with Wiseman. This dude didn't know he was going to be the Tigers coach. He loves basketball. He loves this city. He loves young people. I think the IRP is going to get this right. I think basketball is going to be rolling, and I'm just like Terry Davis. I think we're going to be rocking and firing, and Musa Cisse is going to end up coming here. And I'm telling you, I'm with Terry. I think that the defense is going to be dope as all get out, less turnovers, and I think this is the year that people are not expecting near as much from the Tigers, where they come out and surprise the bleep out you, and I think they win the AAC.
I agree with you 100%.
Man, I could talk to this dude all day long. People, go to at Terry D515. Check him out and always tune in because he joins me every single week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, who knows? But he joins me every week. TD, be good out there.
I appreciate it. I love you, brother.
Love you, brother. That's my buddy Terry Davis, and I want to remind you, not only is he the best in the business, and he's awesome, and if you're a Tiger fan, you better be following him, but I'm going to tell you somebody who's also best in their business, and that's Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. You've heard the commercial. You know the jingle, 901-867-0303. Say it with me, 867-0303. That's right, 901-867-0303. 0303. They can measure your roof from outer space. That's a big deal with social distancing and COVID-19. They do homes. They do residential. They are the best roofing contractor in the city. Chris Price and Brian Elder, two of my favorite people, have hooked up to make this the #1 roofing just company in the Mid-South, and they're going to be around forever. And I'm telling you right now, having basically an emergency in your house, trust me, I know about it. It is stressful. It's a scary time. But when you call 901-867-0303, the minute you get them on the phone, you will start to feel a little bit better. You'll be a lot more calm. They'll come out there and give you a free estimate. There is nothing like you have to agree to. But once you get them out there and you see how professional they are, Chris Price, Brian Elder, nobody's better than Brian Elder Roofing Solution. That's 867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. Give them a call. Nobody's better. If you have a roofing issue, I promise you, these two guys, they're going to take care of you. Whatever you do, check them out and give them a call at 901-867-0303. That is Brian Elder Roofing Solution. Now, we'll be right back with my favorite segment of the day. We're going to Hardenwood. And me and Gabe got some weird stories, don't we? Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
As a pro, saving time and money is your first priority. Lowe's can help you save both. Shop on Lowe'sForPros.com and get free standard shipping on qualifying orders of $45 or more. You'll find the brands you trust and can order on the job site or in the truck from any device. Need something in a hurry? Make a quick trip to Lowe's. We're open at 6 a.m. and offer curbside pickup, so you can get what you need and get on your way. Lowe's, here to help you save time and money. Applies to eligible items only. Contiguous U.S. only. Restrictions apply. See Lowe'sForPros.com for details.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Every home has have-to-dos and probably some want-to-dos. The Home Depot can help you do both with the things you need to make things work a little better, or take care of something you've been meaning to do. Maybe do something to start summer. We have the low prices to make it all doable. Order online and get free delivery on orders over $45. Whatever you need to do or want to do, we can help you get it done. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Some delivery exclusions apply.
NerdWallet presents Money Questions, the lightning round. Here we go, Carol. How can people compare the best credit cards?
Turn to the nerds.
Should you pay off debt or save for retirement?
Turn to the nerds.
One more. Should I listen to my father-in-law's advice on mortgage lenders?
Turn to the nerds.
You win! Woo! Confetti is literally falling from the sky.
I'm going to put my winnings in a 2-year CD.
That would be prudent, Carol.
From helpful tools to expert guidance, for all your money questions, turn to the nerds at nerdwallet.com. NMLS ID number 1617539.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Now, welcome back into a little Johnny Radio with Gabe Kuhn on Sports 56 Happy Hour. And we're very, very excited that you come to join us this afternoon. We've talked about medical harmonicas. Make sure if you're sucking and blowing, you want it to sound really, really good. Plus, give yourself a little lung exercise, because exercising your muscles and your lungs is just as important, because by the time you're 70, not even knowing it, you could lose 50% of your lung capacity. The things you learn on Johnny Radio's Happy Hour is out of control. Plus, we've learned that you don't want to shake up Magic 8 balls if they're on the mirror. We've also learned that Corey, my friend Raider Corey, has come out and said, John, 4 words, lay off the weed. Corey, I'm not on the weed, buddy. I'm at work.
I think he said lay, but I think he meant stay.
Oh.
Right? Because that's like the big Stephen A thing, right?
Yeah, stay off the weed.
Stay off the weed.
Yes, that is it.
And
that
you
is it.
You can't stay off the weed. Stay off the damn weed.
Dude, I got to say one thing. He is good at that, by the way. Like, nobody's been as strong as him when it comes to staying off the weed. Now, I have to say, Dr. Shawman said stay off of it. one doctor also, he's come out and said it could prevent COVID-19. Now, I don't know which one's right. I just know one of them's been a 40-year medical doctor and the other one has a PhD, if you know what I mean. It's not an MD. Do you trust the PhD or the MD?
I trust the MD all day, every day. MD, medical doctor. Yeah, I'll take his advice on medical emergencies.
I don't blame you at
Here,
all.
and also, we have a texter come in, talk about the baseball, the MLB's
I love this one.
problems. I've said this time and time again. This is all on the owners. The players already accepted a deal to cut and prorate salaries. The owners brought this back up. True. Very true.
Unequivocally, he is
Or ma'am.
100% right, and or ma'am, they are obviously right. Could be Serena, my girl. She loves this show. Thank you for listening. By the way, she's also texted me. She texted me, stay on the weed. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Now, whatever y'all do, though, get ready because it's time to fire up Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
And man, I got to start, and I've got to start in a place that's hot. And I'm talking about down in Miami. And you think I'm going to be talking about like maybe Robert Kraft and hanging out in a certain bungalow or whatever that place was, Juniper Flowers.
Orchid.
Yeah. How do you remember the Orchid so well?
I don't know, man. Memory. I have
Orchid
selective
Day Spa.
memory.
No, because you know it. You got to plan. You're going on
Whoa,
vacation.
whoa. This did not take a turn
Okay,
for
never
that.
mind. Sorry.
No.
Yes, no.
But I have selective memory.
Okay. Yeah, good job, by the way. Orchid Day Spa, you remember. Now, I forgot why I brought that up. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Miami. That's too funny. Do you know what Miami is going to do? You know how like they used to play football in their arena and they used to do all kinds of stuff? But Miami Dolphins, they're turning the Hard Rock Stadium. Do you know what they're turning it into?
I do. You
What?
want me to tell the people?
Tell them.
A drive-in movie
Yep,
theater
they are. They
for
really
230 cars?
Yes. Can I ask you something? Can you really make up that? Like, do they pay that much to watch a movie? Like, what are they going to charge for each car? Like,
So did you see what they're going to do for like concessions?
yeah.
You can get an app online
Yes.
and they'll deliver it to your car.
Correct. I thought that was pretty cool, too.
That is cool.
But it seems like it's going to have to be expensive, right? Like, they can't.
Yeah. You're not watching a movie in the Hard Rock Stadium for cheap.
And this is the other thing I wanted to ask you. Like, do people, like, is there a drive-in still around? Do people do that? Because I only went to a drive-in for one reason.
There's the one over.
I didn't
don't know if
watch
it's
a
still
movie.
open. The one in Bartlett.
There
Is
was
it
the
still
one in Bartlett?
open?
I don't
It's
know. 67129. If there is a drive-in movie theater in this
in
city,
Memphis.
there used to be one on Summer that I would go to when I was like 16.
There's one out in Bartlett. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's closed, but they still have the signs up. It's still over there at least.
Man, all I know is I never watched the movie. I would always want the van or like a big old Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted a big old car. You didn't want to be in like, what is that, those little electric cars? Like, when you went into a drive-through, you want to be able to lay that junk down, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you weren't watching the movie or eating popcorn. Or what is it? Those ugly gobstoppers they used to like sell at the movie theater.
Not a gobstopper fan?
No, dude. Or the
Milk Duds are the worst.
The ones that taste like mints, Junior Mints. Those
Oh,
were the worst.
see, are there any people out there that actually
No.
like fully enjoy that? I'm not a fan of Thin Mints.
I don't even
Talking
know
about
what that
the
is.
Girl Scout cookie?
Oh, is that the one?
The Girl
thin-
Scout
Oh
cookie.
yeah, I'm not a fan either.
I don't like the mint flavored stuff, man.
Dude, I'm just like there's like that mint chocolate.
You
or
like
what is
mint
it? The
chocolate
mint ice
chip?
cream. I don't like mint. I don't like the mint ice cream
Neither
either.
do I, man. It's okay.
Like,
I'll
it's
eat
like
it, I
that's
guess.
If you're gonna go on a date and make out with some chick, you don't want to be eating like some bunk stuff. So mint, I can understand.
No,
eating
but
mint
even
chocolate,
that,
but
it's still sugar. It's gonna make your
that's a
your
good
breath's still
point.
gonna smell bad.
Man, I don't know. It's just crazy. But yes, Hard Rock Cafe, they're doing that. Now, I'm bringing this up because they're not the first stadium to do something absolutely bonkers. Did you hear about the minor league stadium and what they're doing?
I did.
Dude,
Man, I know everything. Come on, stop trying to test me.
dude, you're on fire. Okay, so, okay. So they're basically, you know that they're letting you to basically have
They're
your
renting
field
it
of
out.
dreams. Yes. Do you know who owns
Airbnb.
it?
I do not know who owns it. Now you're testing me too much.
Yes, I'm sending him to a place he's gonna be like, I'm losing my mind. Now, in all honesty, it's the Blue Wahoos, by the way, and I don't know if have you ever looked at this stadium? Like, it's on the like the water. This is one of the most beautiful minor league stadiums I've
You want to
ever
go rent
seen.
it out? I think it's $1,500 a night,
It's
right?
$1,500. Airbnb, you get it all night. You can run around, play baseball, hit in the batting cage. I don't know, like do what me and Beth Davis did on back in the day when they first built AutoZone Park. What's up, Beth? Like
Andy dropped names.
Dude, I love
Ladies
that
and
girl.
gentlemen, and he dropped names. He
People-
told you what? Well, he didn't like tell you
Well, she worked with
expressly.
me at Alfred's. Y'all know her. If y'all went down there, y'all remember Beth. But anyway, point
You think
is,
Beth is out there listening?
I would hope so. I liked her. She's a good girl. She's an angel, actually. But the point is, Pensacola, they're doing this, and I think this is actually like one of the coolest things I've ever heard. In the Wahoo, it's a AA affiliate. It's a Minnesota Twins affiliate, but it's in Pensacola. Would you rather hang out in the Minnesota stadium or the Pensacola minor league? I'd rather hang out here. I think this is like the best Airbnb thing
You wanna split it?
I've seen in a while. I'd do it. That would
I'll
be
do it.
fun.
I'm down.
Take a bunch of that's $100
Well,
bucks a
750.
person.
Well, no, I mean
15 people. It says you can have 15 people because how big it is.
Wait.
Yep.
Only
15
15?
people. It says you can only have 15 people. Yeah.
Only 15
Because
in
of
a whole
COVID-19
stadium.
in a whole damn stadium, and only lets you have 15. Now, how can you have 2 teams of 9? It should be 18.
What if we all
at
wear
least.
hazmat suits? Can we exceed 15?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or
I
if
don't
we're
see
wearing
it.
PPE, the protective equipment.
If we have a nurse on site, and your girlfriend's a nurse, I
Yeah,
think we should be able
we
to have
could be
more.
good, yeah.
I think we should be okay. Hey, we got a nurse on site, and I'll call myself a doctor.
We would probably need. I'm a doctor.
I just say I'm a doctor. By the
PhD.
way, I'm looking. I don't even have that one, but I'm looking for a witch doctor or a voodoo doctor. By the way, if anybody's seen my Twitter, yes, I am cursed. If you don't know about it, go to Johnny_radio, and you'll see why I'm cursed.
Best text of the day coming from our boy George, John. Samoas are the GOAT Girl Scout cookie. Absolutely, they are. Thin Mints are not even close. GOAT, yes. They are the GOAT Girl Scout cookie.
Now, Corey made me laugh too. Summer's still open. Somebody just texted in. Summer drive-through is still open.
Summer?
Yeah. Like if you want to go to a drive-in theater, you can still go on Summer.
They probably have a pretty strong hold on that market, right? Because they're probably the only one left.
I really don't know, man. This is fascinating. I didn't know the summer one was still open. I bet you a lot of 16-year-olds do, though.
Did you hear about Mike Singletary?
1 in
what
22?
happened to him? He's 1 in 21. 1 in 21.
1 in 21.
At
Yeah.
Trinity
Good
Christian
job, buddy.
Academy in Texas. And he resigned.
Can I ask you
This is a
something?
guy who literally he was a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
And a head coach for here locally with the Express.
That is
a
another
team that
funny
I was
thing.
supposed to be involved with. It's
That
just
is very funny.
2018 1 and 10, 2019 0 and 11. And they weren't good before he got there, so I'll give him a pass. But dude, you're like a NFL Hall of Fame superstar. Everything that could have been accomplished in the game, you accomplished. You won a Super Bowl, and you can't get a high school team to win games. And he's coached in the NFL. I don't get that.
No, this is a guy, like I said, and by the way, Mike, people don't understand how great of a, when I say one of the greatest middle linebackers, people just do not remember. 84 Bears, he was the leader of that defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude is bad to the bone. 86 Bears. 86 Bears.
85.
85 Bears.
And 86.
Whatever.
Until he retired.
Yeah, Singletary was a baller shot caller, period. But, man, when they went to that Super Bowl and you had, Dan Hampton and Singletary dominating people and you had Sweetness and Refrigerator Perry, clogging up the – man, by the way, Refrigerator Perry opened up that so he could just hit running backs, and he just leveled running backs like it was going out of style. Because you had 2 dudes taking on Perry, and it was him on a blocker, and he would knock that damn fullback out of the way.
Crazy?
And just
No one
crush
really
the damn
remembers
tailback.
the defensive part of it. Everybody remembers him just tumbling into the end zone.
Yeah,
That's
Perry?
what
That's a
people
good
remember
point.
him.
And by the way, Walter Payton didn't score a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
But
That was
regardless,
sad.
1 in 21. I think me and you could take over a team right now and do better than 121.
I'm not
I really think so. You coach offense, I'll coach defense.
Unequivocally, I agree with you. I'm sorry. He's just obviously not a good coach. Let's just be real. He does not have a.
And he's in his older years.
Vernon Davis, we should have known when he got VD so upset with him. And I understand. If you're Mike Singletary, there's a lot of men out there who don't like VD. But this was your best player. You had to coddle him a little bit, and you alienated your best player just because you don't like VD. That was wrong. That was wrong, in my opinion, personally.
I wonder how.
Vernon Davis.
And I understand, the NFL teams, they see his track record of what he's done and what he did in his playing career, and maybe that would bode well. But how do you get hired as an NFL head coach if you're just that bad at coaching? And I'm not
Actually, I
trying
have
to
no
go
idea.
crazy on the guy, but I'm just I don't know how a GM in his right mind would hire Mike Singletary as a coach if they knew that he was this bad.
Did you think, like right now, Phillip Rivers, he's going to be a head coach of a high school team after he plays with the Colts this year. He's already signed it. We've talked about this. His dream. He was very excited about, being able to play a, pro quarterback. But he's always wanted to be a head coach of football. It's one of his childhood dreams. Well, he's going to be able to relive this. I'm telling you right now, this is sad. Phillip Rivers has never coached a day in his life, but I just know he's going to be a better coach than Mike Singletary.
Yeah, I think you could say. And then with quarterbacks, I feel like quarterbacks have to learn a lot about the game too. Middle linebacker, you'd think they'd have to learn a lot too.
I thought, though, just he would be able to be so good at defense. I don't know. But now, can I ask you a crazy question? Like Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady is kind of a nerd, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful wife. He's the GOAT when it comes to quarterback. When he talks smack, he sounds fake. He just doesn't have that charisma. He is a great quarterback. He's a great person. I'm not trying to say anything bad. But when I think of Tom Brady, I just kind of think of a goober quarterback. You know what I mean? That's about it. Have you seen his pimp car that he's got for sale?
No.
Dude, did you know that Tom Brady, I know he had a moat and his house was bad at the bone, but I never got to see inside of it. But his car is on sale. It's his Cadillac Escalade. And let me just tell you a little something. I've never seen one so luxury, the luxury inside.
You ever see Pimp My Ride?
Dude, does it
look like something off Pimp My Ride?
Yes. It is so nice. And everything lays down. And it has and this is the other thing. He has, and I'm just going to say it like this. He has these tables that come out of the wall that you would probably made out of some kind of crazy wood that you would think they would be used for certain things. And he doesn't even do those things. $350,000 is how much they spent on customizing the inside of his car.
Should I even ask what you're talking about, what you're referring to, certain things?
Yeah, dude, it's kind of
to eat off of?
Yeah, you wouldn't eat off this. I'd be pissed if somebody put food on that table. I'd be ticked off. This is the kind of table you don't put food on. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice table, yo. This is made out of some super wood. And plus it's got a 32-inch HD LCD screen TV, complete with a dish.
How much?
A dish.
He has a dish on his car?
His dish on his car. He gets all the television. He can drive around. He's watching TV like it's going out of style.
Sure, you have to buy it. This is subscription and everything.
Oh yeah, he's got the subscription. Well, yes, that's true. But
he's selling it though right now. What's it going to go for?
Well, he's selling it for $350,000, and that's what he put in. That is exactly how much in 2017 he spent just on the interior. So basically, he's giving you the car for free.
Well, cars depreciate in value.
Well, the car has depreciated, but he's basically saying the car is for free. What I spent on the car, the $350K on the interior, which is dope. You get the car for free. You just pay for the interior. Now, I don't know if somebody's going to do it. It is TB12. It's got TB12 memorabilia.
I guess if this is Tom Brady's car, someone could have it as a collector's item, correct? And you could say, oh, this is Tom Brady's car, and it would go for more. He could sell it for more if he wanted to, I'm sure.
He probably could. That's a good point. He probably could. He's Tom Brady. But I just saw that, and I had to say, I never thought Tom would have a car that was Pimp My Ride $350K. You know what I mean? Tom,
have you seen Pimp My Ride, or is that
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, well,
it's
MTV.
Pretty dope.
With Exhibit.
I've seen it. Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so
Those
good.
cars used to be ridiculous.
Those were ridiculous. Now, Antonio Brown, I've been talking about this guy hooking up with Russell Wilson. You know what I'm talking about? Down in Seattle. And could you imagine how good they would be if they hooked up? Why is he out there running routes with Mr. Dwayne Haskins? Is there any chance that AB is playing in FedEx Field with Washington next year?
Every time he throws routes with someone, we can't come in here and try to speculate that he's going to play with that person next year.
Well, when he's playing,
he's trying to get back. That's the clear
thing. When he was catching routes from Geno Smith, could we say he was going to go play with the team?
Look, man, I don't think Antonio Brown will be on the team next year.
Ooh,
I could be wrong.
Now, the NFL, because of what he's saying, they are still investigating all of Brown's allegations. There is a lengthy suspension that looks like that's on the horizon. and the NFL has not come out and said anything yet on what it will be. So Gabe Kuhn, you absolutely might be correct. But if he was able to come back for the second half of the season, I don't know why he's out. I mean, I would hate to see him go with Washington. Seattle, though, that would make the NFC crazy as all get out.
Would you sign him?
If Russell Wilson was the leader of my football team, I wouldn't be scared.
You'd do whatever.
Jared Goff was the quarterback, no.
So you'd do whatever Russell would say.
If Russell Wilson wants him, yes, because I trust Russell Wilson that much. Russell Wilson is a guy who has earned the trust of any coach in the National Football League, in my personal opinion. I think he is the leader of that team. He is the he is Mr. Seattle. So, yeah, if Russell wants him, I have to trust him. And plus, Pete Carroll's also another coach who I think is strong enough and kind of cool enough to deal with an Antonio Brown. I don't know. I think it's like the perfect fit for him, believe it or not.
Well, Belichick, man. Like, if it doesn't work out in Patriotville in New England, it usually doesn't work out anywhere else.
That was because of also, though, he was good. They would have loved to keep him. It's just the whole charges. Remember what I'm saying? That's why he basically had to leave there. But anyway, I got to get to a break. I wanted to remind y'all when I come back, there is a huge auction, and it's Mickey Mantle. It has Hank Aaron involved. How much is it going to go for? What am I talking about? You better not touch that dial. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
I saved big money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, so I finally bought that new set of golf clubs. Watch out, Fairway. Here I come.
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big with Progressive, but your other expenses won't just disappear. Are those clubs going to help you when the hot water heater dies? Also, it sounds like your money is better spent on golf lessons.
Time to go shoot the course record.
No, but maybe time for a reality check. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Yo, 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 welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio and my very good friend Gabe Kuhn. I hope you like him too, at G_Kuhn71. Tiger lineman for a long time. You should like him, people. He is the man, but he also has great things that he brings up and brings to the program. Now, there's one thing that me and him talked up, and he brought this up with me. If Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods were to continue to do this match, yesterday you asked me who would be a great matchup, and I brought up Troy Aikman, and I think Tony Romo would be a lot of fun. Also brought up Steph Curry and Michael Jordan. Did you see the thing that Phil Mickelson basically has come out and said,
Steph and MJ.
Yeah, they want to do this, and did you see what I was going to say? Did you see who they both put? Steph and MJ. You know I didn't know that yesterday, right? Like that was...
It's off the top.
Yeah, that was just off the top. Now, I was more for Tony Romo and, just
Troy
Aikman because I thought it would be, cool. But if it's Steph and MJ, that was more of like a wishful thing that I didn't think could happen. If they actually pull that one, the amount of people that love Steph are going to be all up in that. The older generation that loves MJ, they're all going to be up in that. And then the Tiger fans and the Phil fans, could you imagine match 3, if this does happen, would be the biggest of all 3 events?
We got told at the break by Dave Voloshin.
And
Thanks
I keep
for pointing
looking
this
for
out,
it.
and I found it.
You did? Good.
Yes, the NBA has sort of been increasing talks about probably not bringing back all 30 teams to complete the season. They're skeptical about it, but there are playoffs plus ideas that include 20 to 24 teams, and this is bad news, with the NBA including more teams from the Western Conference than the Eastern Conference. The NBA is considering play-in possibilities with teams like New Orleans, Portland, San Antonio, and Sacramento trying to get into the postseason. So all of the teams trailing the Grizzlies right now in the Western Conference. No Eastern Conference.
So they're going to just mess up. They're just
no Eastern Conference teams have been mentioned.
I don't even want to don't even get me started. That's just going. That's why you want to listen to Wolo and Stats, because I'm going to tell you right now, from 3 to 6, Sports Time is going to have some more information on that, and I think there's going to be some more stuff come down the pipe. But I don't know if are you bothered by that?
Very.
I mean, I was going to say, am I the only one who just got perturbed?
It seems like these Western Conference teams that have big name guys on them, they're trying to boost the ratings by putting them in a situation where they could end up in the playoffs and potentially steal the Grizzlies spot.
Yep.
Because the play-in possibility sounds like whoever wins that whole 4-team deal would end up playing in the Grizzlies for that 8 spot, and that's not okay in the grand scheme of things. If you're not going to allow the Eastern Conference to do the exact same thing, the Western Conference should not be doing that.
Totally agree. Couldn't have said it better than Gabe Kuhn. That's why you got to follow him at G_Kuhn71. Now, before we went to break, I brought up one thing that's very important, and I told y'all about, people like Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Rod Carew, Whitey Ford, Bob Feller. These are just a few of the ones that are in our auction on June 10th. They're going to auction off these men's literal contracts. Like Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron's. Think about this. Mantle's 1953 deal with the New York Yankees, where it has his signature and everybody's signature, the whole thing. Like right now, that price tag's like $50,000. By the way, do you want to know what he got paid that year? $50,000. Like they think that they're going to get the same amount. This is interesting though. They think they're only going to get $27,500 for Mickey Mantle's for Hank Aaron's for some reason. That was like the guess. Do you know what he got paid the year he beat Babe Ruth, passed him in the home run in 1974? Do you know what his contract was worth? $220,000. Now, at least they're not going to expect to like pass his salary with this. They think they're going to get like, $27,000. But dude, think about that. Looking at these contracts, that is pretty wild. I think June 10th is going to be pretty fun to watch what R&R does and what they get for these pieces of history. It'll be interesting. Now, speaking of interesting, Wolo and Stats, they're coming up next. We got NBA news coming out the wazoo. Grizzlies, definitely important and might be getting kind of screwed here, if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't touch that dial. I'd keep it locked to Wolo and Stats. But for Gabe Kuhn, I'm John Harden. We had a whole lot of fun, and we can't thank you enough. But always remember, if you're out there and you need to sell your house, it's simple. It's 901. It's 406. It's 1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Any house, any area, as is. Bing, bang, boom. It's sold. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. But again, for Gabe, I'm John. Get out there and make